Hey cats, today I've got a MARTOCK 10K race recap for you. Let's go. Hey cats and kittens, Ed, Cider, Apple, Bud here. Welcome to the channel, or good to see you again. Tick the box for the best fit. Today a MARTOCK 10K race recap for you. We're going to dissect the stats and enjoy the experience. Let's get to it. So fun and sunshine in the early morning MARTOCK air today. It was hot and humid. I can't get away from it, guys. It was really quite tough out there. There was lots of rain in the night. In fact, it woke me up at one point. Aside Beast just eating basically the whole night. All I could hear was Beast crunching mongrel biscuits. But that rain was coming down. When I woke up in the morning, it was almost all gone. It had just evaporated away. So mainly dry roads. Got to the event around about 8:20, so I had a bit of time to get a recce of the initial section of the race and get a mile warm-up in. I could feel the heat and humidity already on that mile warm-up. I knew it was going to be a tough ask today to try and beat my PR on the 10K distance. So the runners lined up in rough numbered order. Everyone had been asked by the race organisers to provide a time that they thought they would complete the distance, and they gave out the bib numbers based upon those times that were given. So I was number 33, and remember that for later. The race got off to quite an abrupt and quick start. I was kind of getting my pacing ready on the watch. I'd set up a pacing strategy, but I didn't really have time to do that because they quickly announced the race was going to start. They sounded the hooter and that was it. Gotta be honest, I shot off way too fast. Too hot on the first mile. 6 minutes 28 seconds per mile, just too much. I should never have gone that quick. I knew it would happen. People go off too fast and I was as guilty as everybody else. I think that's a little bit down to lack of race experience over the last however long it is. The course is like a figure 8 loop. I'll put it up on the screen here so you can see it. So it's quite easy to know where you are on the course. Towards the second half there are some quite considerable climbs there and they cause me some problems. I have to admit those climbs were tougher than I remember from the first time I did this event back in 2019. I have to say I was happy with the first 5k though, a really good time there. Though it's bang on that fourth mile that you hit the first of those climbs, and they did hit me quite hard, indicating that I do need to focus on doing some more hill work. That is something that has stuck out to me after this race very clearly. I was chugging along nicely at threshold pace up until that first climb, and I felt my heart rate urging a little bit above where it would normally be, and I knew then that I had to ease things back a little bit on those climbs if I was to want to continue at the same threshold pace after. I was just in a non-sustainable zone at that point, so I edged back to about 6 minutes 58 per mile on that section. Back on track though on mile number 5, which had a nice downward section. I was enjoying that. You could just coast down it a little bit and get your breathing back to a level where you were sort of more comfortable, I suppose. Not that you're ever going to be that comfortable on a 10k or a 5k. And then you've got a final climb up towards the finish area. There's this weird kind of dogleg section that you've got to go on, which I suppose makes up the final little bit of the race, makes up the distance, I suppose. Be nice if it wasn't there, but I think it's there to actually build in a little extra distance. So yeah, certainly a hard shift put in today. Did manage to raise the pace for the final 0.2 of a mile back to 6 minutes 28 per mile. That was on that sharp deviation section actually at the end. So yeah, it felt like I was moving in slow motion at that point, but I clearly wasn't. And then I collected my sustainable wooden medal. I think that's really cool. Really nice kind of country vibe to that one, with some cider apples on there. I like it. And some much needed water at the end there. It was a warm old race today. So not quite what I thought I would get, although judging by the conditions, the build up this week to the race, and also the England match, I suppose, you can put all those things together. And 41.39, I'm actually really pleased with that. It put me in 33rd place overall, and that's exactly the predicted kind of time position, or at least the race bib that I was given in the first place, so I got it spot on. I guess 33 is my lucky number, who knew? Thank you, Larry Bird. So an average pace of 6 minutes 43 per mile here, and heart rate average was about 160 beats per minute. So I think it shows that in a race environment, yeah, my heart rate's a little higher. Certainly in training, I'm always a little bit amazed, but it was nice pushing into that area, and I think I need to do that more often in my training. I find it tough though. It's the adrenaline, isn't it? It's the fact you've got other competitors there and it's kind of means something. It's going to be recorded, you know, all of the times. and the places, the positions. You have that dry mouth at the start of the race because it means something. When you go out training, you know, you feel wonderful sometimes, don't you? You can run like the wind. But when it's a race, it feels different. You got the anxiety there and the pressure, and you get the two little voices, don't you? Of,
you can do this, or
you trying to kid.
And I was battling that one certainly towards the end of the race. And in the end, I just said, come on, put your foot down here, man. I think all of those things make racing just that little bit more exciting, don't they? Time trials are one thing, but races just, they're right up there. I think it was very liberating today and socially welcoming as well. Good to pace off some people for a while as well. There was a bunch of people that I was running with for most of the race, and I was able to pace off them a little bit. Some wonderful people I'd met previously as well at races. Having those other runners there provides a bit of competition. Does spur you on through the race. You've got someone there that you can fix on and try and keep up with. Both my Garmin and Coros watches reported 160 foot of elevation gain here, which is a touch more than the last event where I used the Apple Watch, so I think perhaps those Garmin and Coros watches are a little bit more accurate in those terms. Cadence was spot on for me, around about 180 steps per minute, which is what I'd expect for a sort of race. For me, that's kind of where I normally am with my long giraffe legs. Good buddy of mine, Rob Gundry, referred to me as Big Bird today, and I think he's right. I can't think of a better character that sums me up. So a good minute off my previous attempt at this course, so really satisfied with that. It wasn't quite perhaps as fast as I wanted, but yeah, you still take a minute off the previous attempt. So the right shoe choice for this event today? I'd say yes, certainly in terms of the outsole. It felt like I had wonderful grip right the way round the course. But there was one point where I was wondering if a little less midsole perhaps would have benefited me today. The ADIDAS Pro 2 is about 30 grams more than the next percent, or the Rebel 2 for example. Could a flatter or lower profile shoe have helped me out? A little less weight perhaps to drag around in those humid conditions? I think the shoe's magic at that like half marathon pace for me, that target 6:51 per mile. But I didn't really feel as if I had that drive later on that I had perhaps when I wore the 4% Flyknit. Just less shoe there, sort of lower profile type shoe, less midsole certainly. I'm picking at threads here though, you know, it did perform really well. I didn't have any stability issues, and that outsole ground contact was wonderful. I really felt like I had tyres on the bottom of my feet. Perhaps that lack of drive, maybe it was down to the fact I had that COVID jab earlier this week. It was only Monday, not even a week has gone by since I had that, so maybe still I'm not quite back to normal yet. Did notice that heart rate was just a little elevated over the whole thing really. Certainly on those climbs I found it a little tougher than usual. I just felt like I was working a little bit harder than I would normally, certainly to reach that type of pace. And I know my body. I know when it feels a little different, and it still does feel a tad different. Definitely a slightly lethargic feel after the race and before perhaps. And I think the tank was emptied out a little bit too early. I went out too fast on that first mile. I'm a fool. Some real mental focus was needed around the 8th kilometre. I really was having a battle there, but I managed to vanquish my demons and crack on for that final section. Just managed to crank up the pace very slightly there, back to where I was right at the start of the race. Not sure how that works out. It's all mental, psychological stuff, guys. Great to see some old friends and new friends too. Hi to Liam Culliford. I believe Liam came in the top 5, I think, on today's race. A fantastic effort and great to meet you. Loads of other people there as well I managed to capture on camera. Here they are. So great to be back to racing again, and in person as well, on this virtual business. So what was your last race, and what will your next race be? Let me know down in the comments. Hey guys, we've got a viewer of the channel here, Chris from Glastonbury.
Yep.
So representing Cheddar Running Club today. Fantastic. What are you going for, Chris?
Well, if I can do two good sub-20s, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. But whether I can, I think well, Harry Kane's put pay to that. We'll see. We'll see.
No worries. All right, great.
Awesome, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, no worries.
Hey guys, got another viewer of the channel here, Yarrick. He's picked some good shoes today.
Yeah.
I last ran with him at Salisbury in the half, so way back now. It's a long time ago now.
Long time ago, yes. Yes.
What are you aiming for today, Yarrick?
I hope 40 minutes.
Yeah, if I can get around about, I'll be really happy with that, around about 40.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Take it easy. How you doing, man? You okay?
I'm doing
Good
really
to see
well.
you.
I'm really excited. Yeah, it's gonna
Nice
be a
to
good
have
race.
a race, isn't it?
It's gonna be a race. Look, people.
Actual people.
People. It's not virtual.
Yep.
So yeah, all excited.
We're
all
almost
excited.
there, aren't we, for a normal start?
Yeah.
We've got a staggered start today.
Yeah.
Where everybody's got the race numbers.
Yeah.
She's just ahead of me, that lady. She looks very fast. I don't know, I've given myself a hard task here, I think.
Which shoes did you go? Oh, you went for them.
Got the ADIDAS, the ADIOS Pro 2 today, so yeah, we'll see how they go.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's a Versus. Don't get any better than that on the Versus.
As long as the ankle holds up, we'll be good.
Awesome, man. Just quickly running back to the car to get rid of the GoPro. Actually, I don't want to run with it. I want to run free. So I can get a quick drink in and get back to the start line before I kick off. So where you haven't raced for a while, you can feel there's adrenaline there. It's different. Let's get to it. Let's enjoy it. Okay, here we go. An old buddy here. An old buddy. What did you get up to yesterday, mate? Tell the viewers.
I ran the Amstelheim Ultra Marathon back.
And he's here again, 10K today.
Love it.
It's amazing. You enjoy it? Is it good?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Thank you very much.
I bet you saw some wonderful sights out there. Lots of
did.
countryside. Did you have a team, people with you? Were you running
No,
sort of
on my own.
just on your own?
Yeah, on my own.
Did you have some tunes or not? Or
Yeah, no tunes in the ears.
any shack? Did you have some shack?
Yes, I did.
Oh yes, I knew you'd have some shack.
A bit of shack and a bit of ACDC for the finish.
Yeah, you need some ACDC. I always find Rock and Roll Damnation or High Voltage. They're good ones for really getting down to it. Excellent. What shoes do you go for then on the line?
On the Amstelheim, I had the New Balance. And I've got the Hokers on today, the trusty old Hokers.
Well, it's warm today, I have to be honest. What sort of weather did you have yesterday? Because obviously you went all so far, it's probably different.
You know the one that makes your hair go fuzzy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I would if I had any hair left. Mrs. EDDBUD shaved it all off yesterday. So.
Still a bit warm towards the end.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, awesome, man. It's good to see you.
And you take it easy.
Take care, man. Hey, how you doing, guys? So I got Rob Gundry with me here. Good to be back racing with him again. You've probably seen a lot of photos actually on the channel with me and Rob. Lots of different races a couple of years back, but it's nice to be back with him again, running. Have we got someone else in the background here? Look, he's trying to get in. Hello, Mr. Burton. How are you? How'd you do, guys?
42.30, so
Yeah,
very happy with that
good.
time. Great. Doing
What?
about 62, so 10-minute miling is what we're aiming for.
Tell you what, boys, it was warm out there though, wasn't it? Very warm. Yeah. I know we always complain in the UK about the weather. That's our job to do that. You know, every day it's either too hot or it's too cold. But it was up and down today. There was a little bit of rain during the night. I was expecting a little bit more water around, but yeah, it was a warm old day. But yeah, good to be back racing again. What do you think, lads?
Brilliant,
All
just
right.
fantastic. Long may it last.
Too right. Yeah, here we go. It's one of the Oval Club runners here, Trev Strelly. How'd you get on, Trev?
Around the 50. I didn't see the time. 50 something.
You were just out there enjoying yourself, weren't you? That's what it was. Getting back to racing with everybody, it's wonderful, isn't
Last
it?
time. That's
I felt a little bit tired today on my second jab Monday.
Did you?
So I think that's taken a little bit out of me, and maybe also slightly overindulgence watching the football yesterday as well, Trev.
But it's a good race, isn't it? It's a
Oh,
flat,
yeah.
Nice flat race.
Yeah, there's only a couple little hills on there, not too bad. It has been humid. I don't know whether I should have worn the short shorts maybe, because I've gone with the I got the leggings on. Trev's got the same. Look at our knees, beautiful. A musical interlude for you. I've been working my way back through Scott Walker's albums. They're all beautiful. Today we have Scott 3. We could have done with some rain today this morning to cool everybody down on the MARTOCK 10K. And Scott 3 starts off with the track It's Raining Today. He captures that mood of the quiet stillness that you get sometimes where the rain's falling outside, where everything just kind of slows down to this almost frozen type speed. There's a lot of sentimentality about this album, and you hear that in Copenhagen as well. I like the middle track here, which is number 6 on the CD version, which is called Butterfly. It's this sweet tiny little fragment of a track. It's not very long. It paints this picture of summer and fields gallivanting with people long gone. The Funeral Tango, which is the second to last track on the album, is quite humorous in fact. It's almost like Scott Walker's looking at his life from some other place, like he's passed away and he's looking down and almost mocking everybody at how they perhaps didn't appreciate him, and now he's gone, they all pretend to appreciate him and they all liked him and stuff. It's interesting. I know some of my musical recommendations aren't always the most kind of up and excited, kind of positive ones, but some of these tracks are really interesting and you don't want to miss them. I think music's like life, isn't it? There's ups and there's downs, and they're really interesting to experience. The last track is quite upsetting almost. It's called If You Go Away, where Scott Walker's in this sort of character who's losing someone they're about to go away, he's never going to see them again, and he's coming to terms with that. The production and the musicality here is just wonderful. I love the use of the baritone guitar on loads of Scott Walker's tracks. It provides this huge depth to some of the bass notes. It's really wonderful. Do go and check this one out, guys. Originally released in 1969. Scott 3. Thanks for all the best wishes on the race today, guys. It was really wonderful to see so many of you sending me some positive vibes. You know, it really did help out. I do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications when we launch those new videos for you. It also really helps the channel out too if you give this video a thumbs up, like, and share it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you